Hey, hey.
Hello, Chuck. You can hear me.
Yeah, how are you, man?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. All's good here.
Hey,
Magnificent. Hi, Calico. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. Here we are. Hell yeah. It's a freak
Yeah, buddy.
show. Let me hear it.
Yeah.
Welcome
I got the
along.
yeah before Chuck did.
Absolutely. Indeed. Oh, wow. Rowan from Silver Tiger Media, of course, with the magnificent Calico Cooper and Chuck Garric joining in to chat with us. And it's such a thrill to speak with you. Thank you very much for your time. It's been almost 5 years and quite a lot's happened since then.
Hey, we lived, man. We did it. We survived.
Indeed. We survived. Well, last we spoke to your legends. I mean, at 6:30 here in the morning. So I grind, I
Woo.
rise. But sincerely, thank you very much for giving me some time so early. The most important thing I have to ask you about, the most important thing straight off the bat, get it, bat, was Suzanne reunited with the band? Was she returned back in 2019?
We had to give her a Viking funeral. She never came back. I was actually waiting for a police report to come back that like she'd been involved in a murder, but she disappeared into the night. But the moral of this story is how rad Beasto fans are, how amazing the loyal beasts are. When I put out the post that said that she was gone, the next 6 shows, everyone was showing up with bats. Everyone had made their version of Suzanne. Everyone had recreated either like creatively what they thought she should be or a replica. And we ended up with like 25 bats, which is the greatest thing ever. And I'm waiting to incorporate them in a video somehow. But wow, it was almost like, God's little lesson of like, yeah, you lost it, but like in the turn, you saw how many people actually care.
Oh, magnificent. Isn't that brilliant? I was going to say, what sort of self satisfied, odoriferous troll would make such an esteemed member of the Beasto cast disappear like that? You must still be
How
missing
dare
her at
you?
heart, though.
How
I
dare
know,
you?
right? Exactly. Now, Chuck, you and I had a drink together post Alice Cooper at the Palms way back in 2013. And I remember, as nice a guy you were to me, due to your maybe perception of me, sorry, I'm just going to mention as many
You're
Beasto
just gonna
Blancos
pun it up.
song
I love
titles
it.
as I can in this interview.
Love
I
it.
think that this is not the man with who to miss. God forbid you find out who took Suzanne.
Now, did you say the person who took Suzanne?
God forbid you find out who it was.
Oh man, you know what? Let me tell you something. The thing I think about is their baseball practice must have been really something special the next day.
Absolutely. But
Hey,
welcome along. We chat, and as seasoned professionals, we got this. Are you ready
yeah,
to go?
We
yeah,
are ready to go, buddy.
we're ready to
Fantastic.
go.
I think I'm up to 7 different Beasto Blanco song
When you
titles so
when you
far, and
get
I'll
to
keep throwing
10,
them into the mix.
yeah, when you get to 10, we're gonna send you a bunch of flowers.
You're wonderful. I thought I'd get one of the Suzanne's maybe, but Flowers is great. Look, the new single, Run for Your Life. We, your loyal beasties, are all aflutter with excitement. What a killer track and video clip. What's the track all about?
Go on, Chuck.
Well, it's a rock and roll track. It's true to Beasto Blanco and what we are. Musically, we're aggressive. We're sonically loud and pleasing. We're visually, inspiring and exciting. We just really want to show our fans that we're always and forever evolving and trying new things and at the same time staying true to who we are. I think it's important. So the track "Run for Your Life" was it was the first song actually written for the new upcoming record, Connecticut. It was written Chris Harms, our producer over in Germany from Lord of the Lost. Him and I started the writing process, and when we did, that was the first song that Chris sent me over, and he had the chorus idea, and we just took off from there. And it instantly told me that I'm on the right track with this guy. He's already challenging me right out of the gate to come up with something different than Beasto did, but also make it sound Beasto. I think Chris Harms did a fabulous job of taking us into another direction, but keeping us in the Beasto Blanco lane as well. So for me, it's a great way for audiences that are just now finding out about Beasto Blanco, for them to go into that world of Run for Your Life and then do a little backtracking, finding out what we were about for the last few other records. They'll see the similarities, and I could only imagine what it would be like listening to the Beasto records from 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden up to Connecticut. How exciting it's going to be for new and old fans.
Oh, absolutely. It sure is the honey, all the honey. It's sure to have a half-life of 1,000 years, and all the appeal to your fan is crammed in there, as you say. It goes beyond music. It's il nostro spirito.
Yeah, man. The video for Run for Your Life was crazy too, because I don't know how much sci-fi you watch like when you were a kid or a teen, but like I was heavily influenced by like the after school special sci-fi movies, like like sort of like the Tron-esque era stuff. And so when we came up with the concept for the video, I rung Chuck up and I said, okay, so picture this. I got a spaceship and we're gonna like, and just right there he goes, okay. So I put it together, I put the concept together, and I gotta say, these guys, for being as good of musicians, like actual musicians as they are, I was shocked at their willingness to act, like their willingness to go, because if there's any ego involved, you're a sucky actor, truly, like when you're performing. And so if I'm asking you to do something that feels weird or is not natural, just trust me. And then watching the playback and editing it, everybody has these great moments where I go, you guys are naturals at this. I mean, you put Sean or Chris or Chuck or anybody behind their instrument and they're fantastic. We know this, but pushing them to like really act and like believably act, was an easier task than I thought. I think they have it all in them. And when you watch like a Beasto video, it's a little peek inside, my scrambled egg brain. Like, this is what I visualize when I hear this song. And that's kind of like any Beasto video, like, wow, this is what's happening in this melon when I listen to The Seeker or Run for Your Life. And as a matter of fact, because we're so visual and because the world is so visual now with all the social media, we did 11 videos for all 11 songs on Connecticut.
Wow, goodness me, that's incredible. But just like last
Thank
time,
you.
as you say, Seeker really increased the excitement for We Are Beasto Blanco as an album. It really drove things brilliantly. So break down a little further for me, if you would. Is there ever a time where the video concept comes before the music?
No, it's for me, it's like you're plugging in a headphones into my brain. Like if Chuck brings me a song and I sit and I listen to it and I'm driving through the desert or I'm doing some mundane task, it's almost like like time jumping. Like I'll just be there and I can see it so clearly. And I started doing that when I was a kid. I would listen to albums and visualize the entire thing as a cohesive story, even if it wasn't meant to be a concept record. So like I would listen, to whatever the record was, like Dark Side of the Moon or Thriller or any of these things, and I would put the songs together in my brain so they made one story. And I've always done that. And so this was one of those ones where, thank God, Run for Your Life, bam, I saw this ship and I saw the guy getting blown away and I saw, finding the girl in the trash heap and I saw all these things. And then I just sort of like power melded them together. But where the other 10 concepts came from was I just let my brain go listening to some of the other tracks, and I didn't slap myself on the hand and go, that's unrealistic. How are you going to pull that off? I just told myself to say, I don't know, but I'm going to do it. And so we did these 11 videos and they look like 11 films. They are completely, and no two in the same place. No two is the same scenario, but they tell a story. And the way I wanted to do it was to go, I'm going to release these out of order of the way my brain sees the story. And I want you to watch all 11 and go, this goes there. Oh, this goes, oh no, this was before that. It had to be because so-and-so's not there. You know, like a fun choose your own adventure, because we see Beasto in prison. We see Beasto drowning. We see Beasto in a castle in the future. We see Beasto on the ship. We see Beasto, you know, like in a swamp. And so I want you to be able to participate and go, it, because it brings me so much joy to put these stories together. I don't want to rob somebody of the joy I feel when you go, okay, here's 11 pieces of a puzzle. And when you put it together and you go, oh my God, I figured it out. You know what I mean? That's just so joyful for me. And that was the idea behind it.
Obviously, the tracks are so magnificent that your accompaniment with video and your ideas are obviously, I guess the word is organic. I mean, it all comes together so naturally. While you're speaking, I'm thinking of how perfect grind the video is to accompany the music. But it goes right back through the catalogue. The music is so exciting with a theme in each track. Does Connecticut have its own theme as an album, or are you leaving that to the listener as well to come up with their own theme?
It has a theme. It has a theme. It's certainly We Are was a big statement. And I think it really meant and translated what we wanted it to, because Beasto isn't Beasto without the loyal beast. It's not, we're not by ourselves, we're just people, but by virtue of the fact that you love it and we're sharing stories and sharing the stage experience, we are Beasto Blanco. It's not just the 5 of us, it's all of us. We are Beasto. And I wanted to push that further. So Connecticut is kind of a concept of I, Calico, am constantly in motion. My hair, my nails, I'm moving, I'm constantly in motion, because what's happening in here and what's happening in here is whirring like a giant machine all the time. And so when I'm standing in line, or, you know, directors love that. I just don't sit still. They're like, can you stop it? But it's kinetic energy, and my heart and my brain, when it meets with like these 4 men and their creative ideas, it's just like this explosive Dragon Ball Z of like kinetic energy. And the album comes out of that explosion of just speaking truths and having no limitations on just creativity. And I put everything I had. I know Chuck put everything he had into this record. And so we just have one song out. I cannot wait for the whole thing to be in people's hands, because it was such an experience making it.
Look, I have to freely confess, being a fan right back to the self-titled, the first album, I'm actually shaking with excitement. I can't wait for this. But I mean, I will be sure to be the seeker for another chat, and I must seem like a freak amongst the dark matter. I want to chat again when it's released. Look, it's probably a silly question, and I apologize for it, but how the hell do you do it? Everything that Chuck Garric, Calico Cooper, Brother Latham, Jen LeGros, Sean Sellers, everything you touch turns to gold. How the hell do you do it?
Go on, Chuck, enlighten them.
You surround yourself with gold. You know, you surround yourself with people that they sparkle, they shine. Maybe they just need a little buffing or a little bit, little light shined on them every once in a while, or they just need to be, just molded in a way. And I just try to surround myself with these wonderful, talented human beings that I just love to death. I love being around, that inspire me to be the best version of myself I can be. And then together as a band, we become our own force. So that's incredible. That's how we do.
Yeah, and for me, I think it's like a deal as we hear, all of us, like you, me, Chuck, everybody included. You have a podcast, you have a show you're doing here. It's like you hear no a lot. You hear no a lot in this business, whether it's podcasting or acting or music. And I think the power of yes fuels these ideas, where like I've been in so many situations where I've brought an idea to the table. And they go, oh, that's nice, but it's too hard. And I go, no, I'll do all the hard work. I'll do all the hard work. I don't even want credit. Just let me show you this. And they go, no, thank you. No. Right. And the success turning things to gold is just let me do my thing. Like, it's not always going to be the coolest thing. It's not always going to work, but I'll tell you what it does is it perpetuates me to keep coming up with ideas and new things and exciting stuff. And so when Chuck says yes to me, I want his yes to be rewarded. I want it to mean something. You know, I want to do right by these guys. And so yes works for me so well, because if you say no to me, then we're going to get what we always got. But what if, like, we were working the other day on a new bit, like a new visual, and you know, par for the course, I call Chuck and I'm trying to explain it. I go, okay, so there's this glass and then there's smoke and then this and then that. And he's going, okay. And I can tell he's just going on love and faith that what is happening in my brain is going to be cool. I go, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then I pulled up the video that was like sparking my creativity, and I sent it to him, and he called me back, and that was the voice I wanted to hear. He goes, okay, that's cool, that's really cool. I'm like, okay, good, yay.
I feel you. I really do. I mean, just the concept of putting some words together, putting at least a little bit of a script for us to follow today, question wise, and yet here I am in the moment spending time with you. So thank you for saying yes to me as well. But
yes, always.
You've already confirmed Beasto Blanco for Wacken, You Are Rock, Plague Noir, that you've got these festivals coming up. As your music begins to hit the airways, as you release singles here and there, do you feel the excitement building for your fans? Do you see them really starting to celebrate the new tracks and getting the excitement going for live appearances? Do you feel the love and socials and so forth?
Absolutely. The love that we've received from just the single we released from Run for Your Life, the enthusiasm has sparked a new energy within us. We are energized, we are motivated, we are excited, because again, like, you have to really remember, like, yes, there is some self-award here when you're an artist and you're doing things and you think, I'm not doing this for anybody else but myself. And that's a lie, because I feel like we owe to our fans, to our loyal beasts who have been there all these years. We owe it to them. And now they reward us back with their enthusiasm. So it makes us excited to get back out there, see everybody, play our shows. I can't wait to put a guitar around my neck and just scream at the top of my lungs, Run for Your Life, and just watch the crowd sing along with it. I know that's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. And what's that like to watch, almost like, patting a young child on the button, sending them forward towards the world? Is it like seeing something come to life as a new track actually goes live for the first time?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, it's you're witnessing this thing that started with an idea into now it's tangible, and it's very exciting. It's amazing to see the reaction, but also on top of that, it's amazing to see how they embrace it. What does it do for their everyday? Is it something they bring to the gym? Is it something they listen to at work? How does it work for them? I think that's been what's really cool. Is now what I encourage everybody to do is to make our music your own, make it happen for you. What's it do for you?
One of my favorite things ever is listening to, like, with social media, watching what people use our music for is like really inspiring. You know what I mean? Like, there's a guy lifting weights to Run for Your Life. And then I saw a video of a little girl, maybe 4 years old, in a karate class, and she's doing drills, right? And they're playing Run for Your Life. And I went, oh my God. And it's like, when you see it infecting society, you're like, wow, Run for Your Life means so many different things to different people. And like, I like Chuck said, I'm really curious. I'd like to do something. I don't know how to work it out yet quite, but I'd love to do something on social media where it's like, show us what that means. Like, send us videos of you playing Run for Your Life in your day to day, and like when it's appropriate and when it's funny and when it's serious. Like, yeah, I think you've inspired me to reach out and do that. That'd be great. I'd love to see
That'd
that.
be wonderful. I'll send a video of me with my Beasto Blanco soundtrack that blasts out of my Harley. You should see the inside of my helmet. It's
Yes!
horrible from singing songs.
You guys are both bike guys. That's awesome. You and Chuck are both Harley boys.
Oh, magnificent stuff. It really is. And look, I freely confess too that every time I turn off a light switch, I hear Chuck saying "lights" from the very first
Lights
album.
out.
Which is great. Now, look, I'm going to tease the fans locally a little bit here, a bit further, because Chuck, obviously, you'll be out here very shortly for Pandemonium. We're looking forward to seeing you again. And Calico, we're hoping you'll be coming out as well. We missed you on the 2017 tour horribly. Would you be coming out to see us?
Oh man, the Alice tours that are going over there fall right when I'm filming something here, but
Oh no,
we are doing everything in our little Beasto power to get Beasto to Australia. I truly believe that there's a handful of countries that I feel like get it without the explanation. They don't need the like, well, here's what we're doing and whatever. Like, the energy that comes from the Australian crowd is just pure rock and pure, like, man, basically I feel like almost a challenge, like Germany, Australia, they're just like, hit us with everything you got. And when you bring that energy, I bring that energy. Chuck brings that energy. Chris brings that, you know what I mean? And it's not a challenge, it's an openness to be like, we want you to slay. And so just slaughter us. And I'm like, yes, Australia, give it.
wonderful stuff. And I figure if we buy at least 5 copies each of Connecticut upon release, we might actually get you down here, which would be tremendously exciting as well. We're busting to hear the new album on the back of Run for Your Life. The video accompaniment is just as sensational as anything before and builds the excitement to a whole new level. Sincerely, thank you very much for the new music. Thank you for the new video. Thank you for keeping us in hope that you might actually come down and play. Thank you for your time today.
So good to see you again, man. I'm glad you're well. You look great.
Thank you very much indeed. You both look great, and we can't wait to see you again. Thanks for your time. Travel safely. Take care.
All right, dude. See you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.